warning, this episode contains mention of sexual harassment and also examples of it. If you don't feel comfortable, please, take care of yourself. We have a bonus coming up this weekend. We have another episode next week, so we'll catch you another time.
It's hotter than the devil's asshole in Cape Town, hey?
So sorry, can't relate.
It's hotter than the devil's asshole. Yesterday, it went up to 38.
How are you even surviving? I feel like you probably need like an ice bath or something.
This fan has been on perpetually for the last 2 days, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I know I'm overworking you, but goddamn, every time I walk outside, I just get slapped across the face with heat.
That sounds like fun.
Just get strangled, just fucking slapped across the face.
Someone I follow on Twitter, who's in Cape Town, she was like, the devil is fucking himself. Sorry, no. Let me rephrase that. Someone in Cape Town was talking about how hot it was on Twitter, and they were like, yeah, no, the devil is fucking him. Never mind. Let's just leave the joke out. I can't get it right. I can't get it right. Anyway, welcome back.
Welcome back to the fucking show.
It's another week.
Another motherfucking week. If in case you're confused and you don't know what the fuck is going on, this is a podcast. We call it Conversations Without Context. But basically, two 20-something-year-olds who are going through a quarter-life crisis, so we decided to start a podcast.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
That, and then we're just here for the bands, really. You know what I mean? Yeah. So sit back, relax, listen to us, laugh with us. If you like us, tell your friends, your family, your frenemies, and your foes to check us out if they feel us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think, not to get too specific, but in general, we noticed that there's like a trend. I think not necessarily a trend. No, let me rephrase that. In our lives, there's been moments. I think maybe we might have touched on this in Do You Take Me for a Boost episode, season 1. But have you ever had people like just talk to you all kinds of way, like kind of crazy, where they're like,
so many times.
I'm human. I told the line. Okay, if you're going to approach something, approach it with tact. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Have you ever had those moments? Because there's been a couple of recent events that have sparked that sort of conversation between the two of us. But not to get too specific, just in general, like, when is it when you're just like, actually, I'm not lying, go in.
Yeah.
When?
I mean, it's happened a couple of times, and I think also it's just people, certain group of people being just in general very comfortable when it's like, I don't even know you. And also just trying to...
I see. Give me an example.
An example? Okay, so... I don't really like talking about this, but okay, not necessarily this part, but I am queer and I am pansexual, so a lot of people do have difficulty wrapping their heads around the ability to be able to like more than one gender. So just questions about what genitalia I like and which one I prefer, and it's just like, what the fuck are you asking? It's such a weird thing for me. Do you have any examples?
Not like that. None like that. I think one of the benefits of my I've had a few examples, but not necessarily in that vein. I think one of
Hmm.
the benefits of being somebody who doesn't talk to people and has like a resting bitch face is that
Yeah.
people in general don't like to try me too much. And if they do try me, like
Mm.
my face will give it away that you're trying me now. And then they'll backpedal and then they'll rephrase it. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. I think that's the one thing. I hate the
Mm.
fact that my face is so expressive. I really do hate it. But it does help sometimes. Other times it leads to more questions that I want to answer. But sometimes it does help. I mean, I think the most for me where it's just like people just when they speak without thinking about what they're saying.
Yeah.
So I remember um I don't even know if what she said, but I was walking home from school, high school, that the path I usually take before I moved, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. There's this. So in that route, you walk past a lot of old age homes, and there's like a lot of
Mm.
old people walking and on their wheelchairs and all that jazz. So I was walking, minding my own motherfucking business, and then this
Mm.
old lady comes up to me randomly, and she just asked me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
because the thing is, I was like, okay, maybe she's greeting, but she's just greeting weirdly. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I was like, okay, yes. And then she's like, oh no, is there anything you need? I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Huh?
I'm like, no, I'm fine. Um, I don't know if she watched a few too many UNICEF adverts and she just saw an African in need.
No.
I don't
No.
know what it was giving that. I was like, okay.
No.
I was like, the thing is, I did nothing to provoke it. All I did was just walk. It's not like I was struggling with
That's
something.
oh gosh, how did you get out of that though?
I was just like, I did that awkward laugh and then I just kept walking. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do to
True.
an old lady in their 80s? Like, what are you
True.
gonna do? I mean, you clearly are I'm reminding you of somebody during apartheid, clearly. But
Ooh.
I don't know what you want me to
Ooh.
do. Like, if I had said yes, I'm like, um, yeah, you know what? I am struggling. What were you gonna do?
Yeah, and what was she gonna do? What she was okay. That's strange. I do
It's
want
just a
to mention
strange
though.
encounter. Yeah.
I do want to mention though, that thing you're talking about, how your face gives you away. I personally enjoy, as someone who's observed it and seen it multiple times. I admire that about you. I'm like, I wish I could do that. I'm too much of a people pleaser.
No, I think it happens before I can control it. I would love to control it and be very poker faced, but my
Yeah.
face is like when I'm not pleased, you will see it.
Yuck.
Like,
A face of disgust.
yeah, and it's more of it's not even disgust. It's more of a thing of like, really, you know,
Yeah.
it's a question of like, wow, this the choice you're making? That
Yeah.
that's that's the thing, and I don't want it to come across. It probably comes across as condescending to other people. I'm not sure. I hope it doesn't. But for me, it's just like it's like a I don't want to say it's like the look your mom gives you, but it's kind of like I would it's like a look that is given to you that says I would rethink that if I were you.
Yeah.
That
Do
type of
you want to
thing.
regroup?
Yes, basically, literally
Yeah.
that. I try to, and even like um I don't know, it works like sometimes there'll be like new people joining or whatever, and then
Mm.
you have to do like meetings where you like introduce yourselves, and my face is just like, I fuck this. Every time I try to keep it poker. I try to be like, be warm and because me mothers, like in person, I'm welcoming, I'm warm, I like to think I'm very nice and helpful, but in that regard, I'm like, can we not? Let's not
Mm.
get this. This is a what do you call it? A charade. What do you call it? Is that it?
A facade?
Like, there you go. This is just a facade,
Uh,
guys. Well, you get into the work and you get into everything. Everything is a shit show. But and then I just end up
mm,
laughing. But I'm on mute. But I just end up laughing, and I try to cover it up with my hand. But I give myself away every time because I'm just like, this is
yeah,
so bullshit. This is bullshit. And
yeah.
so yeah, it does irritate me because I do wish that I had a bit of a poker face. That's why I prefer meetings with no video on them, so that um I
You
can
can do all the
laugh,
things.
I can roll my eyes, and then gather my
Yeah.
voice. Because the voice I can control, it's the face. You know what I mean?
But
But
I think
yeah.
also it does help you at work because they never tried you.
Oh, at all.
Um,
But also, I came in hot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I came in hot on purpose. I made the distinction and the decision to be like, I'm not the one. So that's
yeah.
also another thing. So that's did it work? Like 80%, 20%, it wasn't really worth it, but for the majority of it, it was
Mm.
worth it.
I mean, look, they're also full of shit, so it's whatever right now.
Anyways, let's pivot off of that.
Yeah, okay, moving on. Not
let's
bad, not bad.
pivot. Let's pivot. Hope they never find this
Oh,
podcast.
how will they know it's you? How will they know?
My voice, fantastic. I don't know. She did that.
Hi, what if you have a very common voice? Then what?
True there, true there, true there,
Yeah,
true there. But again, what else? I'm trying to think of another situation people just talk to me any kind of way.
I
I think for
think
me, no, go.
maybe for me, I think a lot about harassment, just general street harassment stuff.
Oh yes. Mm.
Especially in the area in Cape Town I was living in. I
Mm.
know now, because I'm still gonna be moving back into the area that I was living in. I know now not to be outside past 5 p.m. because that's when it just gets worse. Um, so
Why were you
there
outside
were
past 5 p.m.?
like I would go to the shop for something quickly or need to buy something very quickly or be walking from the bus stop or something.
Okay.
And there'd be a few times where, the whole thing of men trying to force you to smile or asking why you're so angry, why you're not greeting them. And there's been a couple of times where I've had death threats for not saying hello. Um,
Okay.
it gets very scary sometimes. But then I think the one that was very just weird was I was walking home and this one guy said hello and he kept on saying hello and I just kept on walking and he was shouting on top of his lungs. He says, "People respect me. People know who I am. They say hello to me." I'm just like, okay, just carry on walking. I'm just like,
Uh,
dude,
uh,
relax, relax,
I'll just be like, it's giving murder.
dude.
It's giving murder.
I listen. I walk 20 kilometers per hour when when it's late. I just know.
It's giving power walk. You have to power walk through
Listen,
that shit for
always.
real. Oh my gosh, niggas. You see what I do is like I will, to show you I'm not interested again, my face does the work for me. But also
Mm,
I nod. Like I don't give a full throated hey. Like I'm just gonna be like I nod and I'm like, what's up? And I keep moving. Like you just close off the conversation. Like nigga, there's nothing here for you. There's nothing, but then in
mm.
general they don't listen and they want what they want. And also you're just a
They
magnet for niggas.
don't.
You're also a magnet for niggas for some reason. I don't know.
I hate it.
You're sexy. Let it
Also,
go. Just accept it.
no man. I don't want that kind of attention though. I remember even this week I was at the mall waiting for my Uber and I had to take my phone out. But this is the safer mall, the mall that's closer to where we live. So I'm sitting outside. I had to take out my phone just to check where the guy is. And this one random man who looks like he could be my grandfather walks past and starts saying out his phone number. I'm like, I look at him weirdly, and then I just carry on like looking through my phone to see where this driver's at. This man comes back and he's like telling me his phone number, saying, "Take it." I'm like, I don't want to. And then he kept on going on. He's like, "Oh no, I'm so respectful. I'm gonna leave you alone because you said no. I'm not gonna force you." I'm like, okay, just go then. It was just so
Why must you announce it?
like,
If you have to announce that you're respectful, I think I think we're down the wrong path.
mm, yeah.
Yeah, if you have
Anyway,
to be like, I'm a good person, and I'm like, ooh.
you're not a good person. I just look. I okay, fine. Alone most of the time. I don't want to talk to anybody. Most of the time when I'm outside, I'm struggling with my anxiety that I am outside. So,
Factuals.
uh, yeah.
Factuals. Yeah, I think that's maybe that probably is probably why I listen to music. Like
Mm,
I don't want it's like a double-edged sword because if I put them on, then you're potentially a target to get robbed.
yes.
But then if you don't put them on, uh, there's people that they're gonna want to start talking to you and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So
that's true.
it's a double-edged one. I don't know.
But I do personally enjoy listening to music in the mall. That's one place I'm just like, I'm not hearing anything unless I have to ask for help. I don't
Mm,
have to talk to anybody.
period. Period.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything crazy to you in high school or in uni?
Said anything.
Like on a
Um,
line.
one, yes, yes, multiple. So you remember the guy who had the biggest crush on me? Let me just let me just text you his name. He had the biggest crush on me.
In high school.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah, I know.
every single year he would ask me out, and there was this one time we were sitting on the pavilion watching. I don't know who was practicing what, but we were watching them, and he was sitting next to me, and he we were close-ish at that time, so he kind of laid on me, like just resting or whatever, and we're just chatting, whatever. And later that same day, he sends me a message saying, "Oh my gosh, your boobs are so soft." I'm like, "What?" I
What?
felt
Wait,
so.
what?
I'm like, "Wait, what?" I felt so gross, and I felt so. I don't know, because I mean, at that time I was like, okay, let's just be friends. He was pretty cool when we were being friendly, and I don't know at what point when he got to that part of my body, and I'm just thinking, what the hell?
Interesting. Oh, did I tell you one
Yeah.
time? So, okay, for those who don't know me, which is probably all of you, um, I'm very heavy chested. I don't remember what we were
Mm,
doing. I think we were having practice. Oh, I was at the gym, like quote unquote gym at school,
yeah.
and a part of the exercises was to go outside and then just do like you do those things where you hop on and off the stairs.
Oh yes,
So yeah, so I was doing that. Obviously, when you got tickle bitties, them girls go jiggle.
of course.
It is what it is. So I'm doing my thing, concentrating, living my best life because we're trying to get, you know, fit for the
Yeah.
season. I'm doing it, and then suddenly I don't know why, but I looked up, and definitely there was this guy. I can't remember what his name is. And he's definitely taking a video of me.
What?
Yeah. And so obviously then I just stopped because now you've just ruined the whole fucking day for me. I'm looking him in the eye and I'm like, what the fuck? And then obviously now he's trying to hide his phone and act all innocent. But yeah, so I stopped stopped working out in public, well, there outside after that.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty
That's
much.
so
So that
gross.
I think that happened in grade 11 yeah, it must have been grade 11 or grade 12.
Yeah. Was
But that
he a
guy, he
grade
was,
lower?
yeah, definitely lower. He was probably like grade 9 or 10. But I knew
Yeah,
him. Like if I saw him on campus, I wouldn't know who he was. I just didn't. I can't remember him
yeah.
now. So yeah,
Ugh.
that was an out of line moment.
Oh, that's so disgusting. Even,
um,
yeah.
no, go.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people just have terrible stories with just like working out or going to the gym or taking a jog or whatever. Um, and it's like you're not. I don't know, man. You're trying to work out. You're thinking of, okay, am I doing the right movement? Am I hitting the right muscle group? Whatever,
Mm.
whatever. And it's just people like that who just ruin the whole thing. And it can really take you out of it. Like for some people, they don't even want to go to the gym anymore because of that stuff.
I mean, for me, I don't know. I didn't go back outside to do like if I had those types of things to do, I would like skip it or do it somewhere else, some shit like that. So I can
Mm,
definitely understand that concept because that basically happened to me.
mm.
Um, I yeah, I know. I think I don't know. I don't think he even looked like he felt bad. He just felt bad for getting caught. If that makes sense. So I don't know if
That's
he
the
ever.
thing.
I
Mm.
don't know if he ever sent it to anyone or anything like that. Um, I don't care enough, honestly, because it's not like I was.
Yeah.
I mean, you can send it. It's gonna suck ass, but I'd rather have you sending videos of me and my booties jiggling than me topless. So it's the lesser of the two evils, huh?
Oh, that's it's just so sad as well. I think just in general, we have a very disturbing male population in this country, um,
I think males
who
in
are
general.
also,
I mean, go.
yeah, yeah,
No, I
who
think
also just in general aren't able to see that they're wrong.
yeah. I mean, even the videos that you were showing this morning. I mean, I don't know if it's a South African thing. I think we're just very loud about it, and we're very loud and wrong. But if you look at all of these um, podcasts with these dudes are talking about being alphas and talking about being
Yeah,
high value men and all of that jazz, everything except for what they need to be talking about. I feel like, and all of those things are just so out of line. I've never heard one of be like, you know what, that makes sense.
yeah,
And I don't
yeah.
know if it's just my sensibilities and my influences in life, but there's not, usually when somebody like you don't necessarily agree with, there's some level of common ground of like, okay, we can agree on that. There's nothing.
Mm,
There's nothing. I
mm,
don't know. I just think in general there's just big level, a big level of disconnect. But
mm.
yeah, I don't know. So I think that's what sort of sparked this conversation about today because we were seeing some niggas acting out of pocket with no with no uh, tact, especially
Yeah,
as a professional. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about the whole like RA situation. Like, of course, like people talk about sex and they sing about sex and they write about sex and they draw sex, whatever, whatever. But it's like you don't know her. Um, there's
Like
tact. There's
that.
different ways. There's different ways of talking about it. Like, for example, it's different if I ask you a question like that versus some stranger that we just meet.
Yes, and also
Yeah.
it's about environment really because even if
Hmm.
even if it's a stranger, how you talk in the club is not necessarily how you talk in the boardroom or in a professional interview.
Hmm.
Because yes, it's fun, it's light, it's entertainment industry, but it's still an actual professional environment. So
It's true.
so you just can't just come left field because also the person's not expecting it. People are bound to be a
Hmm.
little more. And if you have like a house party, people it's still inappropriate, but it's less like what the fuck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Context
Yeah.
matters.
I was
100%.
even contrasting to the other interview that Ari did with Sagazi, which was such a better way of asking, saying what was the message you're trying to get across, or what were you thinking when you wrote that type of question. That's so much better than just being. I mean, also MacG has just a terrible record of just being a horrible person as well.
Oh, geez. Okay. I didn't know that.
Personally, that's from what I've seen. I am not a fan at all, and it's also very scary that he has so many people who are willing to back him up, to talk for him, to all these things.
But I think also, I mean, I didn't even know that his podcast was that big, to be honest with you. But also, I think
Mm.
it's I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's
I had
okay.
it,
It's
and it was
okay.
just like it flew out. It flew out of my head. Um, I don't know. There's also this thing of like, especially when you're a fairly successful, platform. I don't know
Mm.
why, but people believe shock and awe works. You know,
Mm.
so which shock and awe you can only do it to somebody who's unsuspecting, really, because that's how you get the natural reaction.
Mm.
Otherwise, generally speaking, if something's planned, like you can tell. So, generally speaking, shock and awe, especially with these types of podcasts, is very much salacious or sensationalism. It is what it
Yeah.
is. Um, I don't know. I think
It's yeah.
it sucks. I mean, they definitely, from what I saw, again, I've never watched an episode in my life, so I don't know what Homeboy is like on a daily, but from what I've heard from you and all the other stuff, it's not the greatest vibe. Doesn't pass the vibe check.
Mm.
Does not pass the
Yeah.
vibe check.
I've also only seen clips, never wanted to go deeper into what his whole thing is. And even just his comment about Amanda DuPont, her whole situation, the Jub Jub interview. It's gross. He's just gross.
Yeah, I think for me, what's the most interesting? I think just to circle back to the whole, not me saying circle back, uh, just to
Yeah.
go back to the broadness of the topic at hand. It was just when, oh my god, why do these things keep escaping my head? Oh my word, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I literally had it and then it just flew out. Am I dying? Is this how it
The
ends?
age does it. The age.
I was like, you about to make a brilliant ass point, bitch. Kill him. Gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Yeah.
Anyway, it yeah.
What is this one thing? Oh, yeah. And also another thing is just about circling back to not having a line, about just saying
Mm,
whatever, whenever, you know.
mm,
Um, and the fact that it doesn't seem like he cares too much about what he's saying, how he's saying, which is why um it's leading me to believe that they're going the route of sensationalism. And
mm,
that's why, because I mean, somebody who's like, oh yeah, that was out of pocket, my bad. But then, you know what I mean? That's different to somebody who just moves on and then still does more out of pocket things. Does that make sense?
mm. No, I
So
get you.
a lot of the time, the people, like, they either don't see it, or they actually like that they lack tact. They either don't see it, or they see it as like, I'm just being honest, or they don't care.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, you can be honest um without being mean or anything like that.
Yes.
You can definitely do that. I don't know why people feel like in order to be honest, you need to be mean. It's not
Mm.
the, it's not the same thing, you know. Just not talking about the same thing now, but like, you know what I mean. In general, in
Yeah.
life, um, because a lot of the times what ruins it is just like, okay, but like the way you said it though,
There was no need.
there
There was
was no
no
need.
need.
Because then it's like you're
Yeah.
not catching what the person is saying to you because all you're focusing on is the approach.
Mm.
And obviously then you get lost in translation because you're like you'll disregard the fact that there was a valid point made, or for
Mm.
the fact that, yeah, but why did you say it like that though?
Mm.
You know what I mean? So in general, like, people, please don't be out of pocket. You know what I mean? Just think twice before you ask
Yeah.
something. Think twice. I
Yeah.
think that, and just try to rephrase. Like, the way I do it at work is like, what I do is, um, I'll read an email 3-4 times before I send it, just to make sure that the tone is right, so that nobody gets in their feelings. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or nobody gets like, people feel like you're attacking them, they'll go back and all that jazz. Yes, yes, yes. But yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much, guys, toe the line, please. Not tete, guys. Please don't just be talking into the mic.
Relax, guys. Relax.
Fuck.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, yeah.
That was a dark episode today.
Anyway, quite.
We
But
don't usually
slightly.
dabble in the serious stuff.
That's true. We generally keep it lighthearted, but it was just something that was just very disturbing. That happened. That happens, I guess.
If you guys want to interview with
Anyway.
us, please, please, I'll definitely interview any artist.
Mm.
If you guys want to do that, let us know in the comments.
Ari, my girl, if you want to talk to us.
There's definitely only 10 people that listen to us, but
Love that.
that's a lot of streams. That's
True.
potentially thousands of streams. Speaking of Ari, well, Ari's colleagues, what's your
Yes.
what's your song of the day?
So my song of the day is from 2013, actually. It's from a band, sorry, called Unknown Mortal Orchestra, and the song is "So Good at Being in Trouble."
Okay, never heard of them before. Love that. What kind of genre is this?
This, I'm just gonna say alternative. I don't know. I don't know exactly. It's like indie alternative. Um, I'll send you a link.
Is it giving Alt J?
Kind of. What about you?
My song is Muni Long, Hours and Hours, which is like an R&B song from 2021. I've been avoiding it for a minute, but I decided to listen to it randomly the other day. And then I was like, oh, I fuck with this. This is dope as fuck. It's very R&B. Because usually like R&B these days is just trap at a very slow tempo,
Yes.
And this is like, oh, it's giving. It's giving, and she has vocals. The vocals are also giving. So shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? There's hope yet. There's hope yet.
A quick small little fact. I saw this. This was cute. Although the story doesn't end well, it's very cute.
Oh.
There was actually in Nebraska, there was this goose that didn't have feet that was born, and they put little sneakers on it, and it was like this town's mascot. I thought that was just very cute. The goose's name was Andy. They called the
Ali.
goose Andy. Andy.
Andy. Okay, well, it's still
Yeah.
fuck them birds for me, but that's cute. That's
Yeah.
cute.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening.
I hate birds, for
today.
those who don't know. Fucking hate birds. But that's
Bye,
cute.
guys.